Ang lolo ko, Chinese, Russian. If I make it, I will be the first left president in this country. I belong to the left. That's the reason why I raise my fist, because I am a member of Bayan. I am not a member of the Communist Party of the Philippines. I do not agree. They're too far left. I do not agree with the armed struggle and killing of Filipinos. I belong to the left. Walang masama sa left, and I belong to the left. You're not a member of the ruling elite. It's from Xiamen. Stay out. Ako wala akong partido, but I choose PDP. Because PDP is actually left-leaning. As a matter of fact, the PDP guys take their oath of office with the left hand and shake with the left hand. Ganon ang ni Pimentel. Pimentel is parang ganon rin, but not so. Kami yung sumunod mga radical. I started with Bayan. And I did well. I'm Chinese. Walang masama sa left. From Xiamen.
Ako po si Mr. Rio.
Ang lolo ko, Chinese. The billionaires here, the family, the elite. From Xiamen.
From Xiamen, China. So, nagsisinungaling ka.
Roa Duterte.
Thank you. Kindly sit down.
These images show what used to be Fiery Cross Reef or Kagitingan Reef to Filipinos. But China has dumped 2.7 million square meters of sand,
to be here
turning it into the
among
island
you
you now see.
in my introductory visit to Japan.
About 8 months later, satellite
I do not
images show
carry
what looked like an
the burden
airstrip on
of
the island
sovereignty
being formed by dredgers.
on my shoulders.
Forward to July 2015,
I want to be friend to China.
Island. A closer
I do
look
not
shows
need the
cement
arms.
plants at the greenhouse.
I do not
buildings at
want
in-house
missiles
armament,
established in my
a harbor large
country.
enough for warships.
I do not
A
need
3-kilometer
to have the
airstrip
airports
long enough for any
to
kind
host
of
the
aircraft.
bombers
The
with
Chinese
hydrogen bomb.
website Sina has released
Because
pictures
if you
which were
really
taken on
would
the new
want war
installation
for
on
this
Fiery
planet,
Cross Reef. Beijing
and
says
everybody
these are meant
is
to help ensure
drawn
safety
into
and
the
freedom
vortex of
navigation
violence.
in the West Philippine Sea.
Iran,
But experts say the Fiery
Pakistan,
Cross structure
India,
can help Beijing increase
France,
maritime
Britain,
patrols
Russia,
and
America,
establish
China.
an air defense identification zone in the disputed area.
How I
Some
mentioned
even called
India
it
and Pakistan.
China's unsinkable aircraft carrier.
There will be no
In
more
other words,
talk
it
of
would
the
enable
Third
China
World
to
War.
claim ownership even of the
Even
air
before
above the
you
West
finish the
Philippine Sea.
sentence,
In May
we would be all
2015,
gone.
the Chinese shooed away a U.S.
So,
Navy plane
those
as
things
it
I
flew
do not
near
need.
Fiery Cross Reef.
I just
The
want
voice of the
friendship
radio
with
said
everybody.
The plane was entering
Go there,
China's
but do not
airspace.
expect so much expectations from maybe the policies of the West.
Fiery Cross
There are
Reef
three
lies
of us
255
against the world.
nautical miles
I will not go to war. China, Philippines, and Russia.
but within its extended continental shelf.
It's the only way. So I have a line in my family na puro muro.
Ready for coalition.
Our country will just go to the dogs.
I am a dog.
The dogs.
Believe in sincerity. Kasi sabi ko, what do you want me to do? Shoot the moro or shoot the Christian? Kasi sabi ko, what do you want me to do? Shoot the moro or shoot the Christian? Shoot the moro or
Not the
shoot
Christian,
the
please. Shoot the Fujian Moro tribe. Now. The Amoy Fujian Moro should be shooted by Duterte.
Hi there, welcome to Dialogue. I'm Yang Ray. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte is in China on a state visit that could upend relations in the region and possibly throw a security challenge to Japan, which he is due to visit next. The visit promises to end years of estrangement between Beijing and Manila, but elevating China as a security partner at the expense of ties with Washington could also weaken the security relationship Japan relies on. So what positive outcomes can we expect from this visit? And what will be the ripple effects it will cause throughout the region? To answer these and other questions, joining me in the first half of the program is Martin Andana, President Duterte's communications officer. Let's look at this.
Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte called his trip to China this week a turning point in bilateral ties.
Well, in one word, I would say it's a defining moment of my presidency to open frontiers of friendship and cooperation, enhancement of an old relationship between our two countries.
What I want to say is that China also attaches great importance to this visit. We are ready to show our friendship to the Philippine people. We also will reach out for cooperation. We believe President Duterte's visit will be successful. It will not only restore our bilateral relationship, but also create a better future for collaboration.
Based on the makeup of his delegation, it seems like economic cooperation is on top of his agenda. He's coming with at least 200 members of business elite to pave the way for what he calls a new commercial alliance. Among the areas expected to be of high priority are financing for Philippine businesses, foreign exports, major infrastructure investment, and tourism. China is the Philippines' important export destination.
Maybe I can sign a treaty somewhere. Partnerships in the enhancement of the agriculture. Now, if it is if violent in your heart to give it to us also, I will be thankful. The only hope of the Philippines economically, I'd be frank with you, is China.
Kailangan magkaroon ng land reform. Kailangan may sakatuparan ng land reform.
So, why am now? Anyway.
China as a security partner. China as a security partner.
Our country will just go to the dogs in a few years.
But the Philippines is a democracy.
Our country will just go to the dogs.
China as a security partner.
I have declared that I will pursue an independent foreign
going
policy.
into this useless exercise, we
I want,
We are the neighbors next door.
maybe in the next 2 years,
far away.
Across
my
the ocean.
country
Across the ocean.
freed
And
of
I
the
said,
presence
so you do not
of
constrain
foreign military
business in
troops.
China. Maybe
I want them
we cannot
out.
put
And if I have to
conflict to be very
revise or abrogate
their computer,
agreements,
our armaments
executive
are simply
agreements,
not
I will.
compatible. So
This will be the last maneuver,
So what's the use
war
of
games between the
going
United
into this
States
useless exercise when after all
and the Philippines.
there are
military.
two of us against the world. China,
Then,
Philippines, and Russia.
in the fullness of God's time, I am president for 6 years. No more.
Ang lolo ko, Chinese, from Xiamen.
I will revolt from the inside.
I do not carry the burden of sovereignty on my shoulders.
Hi there, welcome to Dialogue. I'm Yang Ray.
Our country will just go to the dogs in a few years.
But the Philippines is a democracy.
Our country will just go to the dogs.
Duterte, maluwag yung bunga niya. Sabi niya, yung kapag ako presidente, isang paa ng NPA nasa bunga.
Why all of a sudden the position of the Philippines have changed? How sincere is this China policy?
Maybe because I'm Chinese and I believe in sincerity. So I believe in the basic fundamental issue of a human sincerity. Going back now to the relations with other countries, one is that we have always been tied, even in matters of armaments and weaponry, with the United States. We should not be too constrained to follow the dictates of any other country. But historically, we do not import, we do not buy arms from any other country without looking even at the cost. Whether it is more expensive,
it is the strength of the military that is vital in the defeat of the NPA. Pag hindi malakas yung militar, ay paano naman magkaroon ng lakas ng loob ang mamamayan para suportahan ng gobyerno o makiisa sa gobyerno dahil pinapatay din sila ng NPA. So in the end, it is the military that should be strengthened and supported by the whole government machinery as the principal force to go against the NPA. Pero nung dumating yung Korea administration, biglang lumakas yung NPA dahil pinalakas na ng gobyerno, di ba? In the panel analysis,
Duterte, maluwag yung bunga. Sabi na, yung kapag ako presidente, isang paa ng NPA nasa bunga.
Flick of the finger, you want to assemble men. Their computers, our armaments, are simply not compatible. So what's the use? So what's the use of going into this useless exercise when after all, there are three of us against the world. China, Philippines, and Russia.
Ready for coalition.
So what's the use of going into this useless exercise when after all,
We are the neighbors next door.
yes,
And they are far away.
far away,
Across the
thousands of
ocean.
miles away.
Across the ocean.
Yes. There are three of us against the world. China, Philippines, and Russia. And I said, so you do not constrain, you do not restrain me from doing business in China. Maybe we can be delivered to you one year from now. So what's the point? Talking of war and violence. So why should we be afraid?
Ready for coalition.
There are three of us against the world. China, Philippines. Talking of war and violence, and the basic question of our relationship with America and with China, for that matter. So why should we be afraid? There are three of us against the world. China, Philippines. I will not go to war.
Ready for coalition.
During exercises, military exercises, going into this useless exercise,
I'm Chinese.
I believe in sincerity.
It's showing that he doesn't care, but if the entire world will tell China it is wrong, it will have to care.
Carpio says at some point, something's got to give.
Well,
Please defend our sovereignty, on legal way at the United Nations, don't act like a barbaric tyrant FUJIAN Chinese in the Philippines.
So why I'm now, well, anyway.
Well, they're outrageous comments. They show either a high level of ignorance or a disdain for history, or both.
Why should we stick with a certain country?
So my understanding, am I right to understand this is kind of quite a pragmatic approach?
Well, yes, because that's the only way to move forward nowadays. I do not think that there's going to be another Cold War. There are three of us against the world. China, Philippines, and Russia.
At dito makikita niyo po ang pagbabago sa ilalim ng Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte at isa lamang ito. At marami pa kayong makikitang changes sa darating ng mga panahon. Ngayon, follow me.
Tell me, because we can have the diplomatic channel cut tomorrow. You leave my country in 24 hours. All of you. You must have taken the Filipino for granted, saying that we could be excluded. Is it your decision? You really think that you can do it? You have to pass by the Security Council. If one of the members would say, let us talk about this, would you think Russia and China would allow it? Your Honors, in this venue, I announce my separation from the United States.
While they're outrageous,
The Americans
they show either a high level of ignorance or a disdain for history
of our
or both.
country. I'm Chinese.
After 48 years of American sovereignty, the people of the Philippines assume the status of an independent nation.
America has lost me. I'm Chinese. And will I realign myself in your ideological flow? That is the reason why.
The transfer is made on the 4th of July, a day full of significance for these Yankees.
Ang lolo ko, Chinese. I'm Chinese. I will also go to Russia to talk to Putin and tell him that there are three of us against the world. China, Philippines, and Russia.
Ready for coalition.
Sir, did you bring up the issue of
It's the only way.
Filipinos fishing rights in the Scarpio show with President Xi Jinping? And was there any assurance
There are three of us against the world.
that they
China, Philippines, and Russia.
Huge crowds jam Manila to watch the birth of the Republic, which regains its independence through the voluntary action of the American people. In a message, President Truman assured our continued support.
Napag-usapan namin, pero no. I leave it to them to...
The new nation looks forward to prosperity.
It's one of the things they said
Exceedingly poor after Japanese
that in the
occupation,
private talks
the
which I
Philippines will
cannot...
receive reparations and free trade concessions from the
Let us
United
see what
States.
develops in the days to come. Sabihin niya, well, there are many Filipinos there. Ay, wala na yun. Puro Amerikano na yun. Ugali nun, pagkain na yun. So, why am now? Well, anyway.
While they're outrageous comments, they show either a high level of ignorance or a disdain for history, or both.
Akala kasi ng mga buang kalaban ko, hindi na alam siguro from where of I stand. I'm Chinese. I belong to the left. Hindi mo ako maloko sa buhay. Ang lolo ko, Chinese. I belong to the left. Ito ang laruan ko doon sa... Because we have kept our country in eternal poverty. I'm Chinese.
Katwiran namin mga magsasaka. Anak ng mga mahihirap.
Alam mo, I take the posture of a radical. Sinasadya ko talaga yung bunga. I'm testing the elite. Because in this country, if you would notice, historically, there are about only few guys, the billionaires here, the elite, in Manila, the Imperial Manila, to choose the president for us. Why are you insisting on me? Kasi namimili, and those elected really take care of the elite. Bakit ako tumakbo? I was ready to retire. Bakit ako tumakbo? I was ready to retire. And I gave you 3 reasons. And I said, I have a very serious in the family. The billionaires here, the PDP guys, as a gobyerno, partisan group, the elite.
His coming with at least 200 members of business elite way for what he calls a new commercial alliance.
Those
to pave the way for what he calls
really
a new commercial alliance.
The elite, the billionaires here, the PDP guys, the family, the elite. Ito namang nasa gobyerno, those elected, the elite.
They have to steal. They have to make money to sustain their partisan group, the elite in a society. Kaya ganun kung bakit magtanong, bakit ba dito? Sa Pilipinas, patayan. In other nations, some vote, some don't, and no big deal. Yung iba naman pumapalag. We planted evidence. We said that it was this fellow who really did it. That is the reason why. Because we have kept our country in eternal poverty. Maliliman lang yan. And this elite, you know, they want to chart the history of our country in their eyes, in their mind.
It's obvious that the country has been targeted by organized crime groups.
I'm Chinese.
From Xiamen. So I have a line in my family na puro muro.
Ready for coalition.
We will not allow anybody, not even the United States, to dictate on us. And I will tell it straight during the November in the ASEAN. Bubuga ko lahat talaga sa... Akala mo dali You're the ones, you're the last vestiges of imperialism in this part of the world. You idiots came to our lands, Indonesia, Malaysia, Dutch for Indonesia, Malaysia for the British, and the Philippines for the Americans and Spaniards, and you have the gall to say to us, we will expel you. Son of a bitch. My language is horrible. No, that is part of our grammar here. Why? Because we are angry at you for colonizing and stealing our resources for so many hundreds of years. Gago pala kayo eh. Kayong mga... When you left my country after 400 years, you brought home the best of everything in this country. Tapos ganunin ninyo ako? Mayroon sa kanila. And United States would, your funding, Rappler said, and all of this, go ahead and fund more. So that we can always transfer, there's always China and Russia. What should we worry? You keep on funding those, Soros is funding human rights, what? So you think that you are the conscience of the people, that you are the right ones because you are the white? Excuse me, are we talking of a monkey here or? Kung magsalita kayo, akala na. Well, maybe the other president. But, yeah, CIA, stop fucking. One day, I will just drive you away. It's either your cahots here will have to kill me or you have to get out of my country. Choose. Basta ako sabihin ko sa Pilipino, pag namatay ako, Amerika na yan. CIA na yan. Pag may mga bagong barko dyan na maganda na Chinese character, kaibigan natin yan, China yan. Kung yung parang drawing na hindi mo maintindihan yung Russian yan. Mag-salot yan kanina. Pag mag-salot yan sa atin, ganon. Amerikano, huwag niya. Yan. Mga Russian yan. Bakit idol ko sila? Kasi marunong sila magrespeto. Kayong mga putang ina kayo, kala sino nyo. Go ahead. That is my inaugural speech to why we have kept our country in eternal poverty. Why?
I will revolt from the inside.